Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm just going to take a second and load our video and our comments. And just give me one sec. There we go. Perfect. And we look good. I'll just give everyone a second to come in. And we'll go ahead and we'll start. I'm really excited, guys. I placed an order this month with Emerald Creek. Emerald Creek is located in Calgary, Alberta, and they are amazing. So basically their embossing powders are meant for artists and for mixed media and for that sort of thing. Hi Sam, thanks for joining. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open my package. So I'm super excited, guys. So I think I ordered 10 embossing powders, or almost 10 this month. And these are, some of them are new to me, but some of them are not. So on Emerald Creek's site, they are the baked textures from Seth Apter. These are mostly the ones that I order. So I ordered another vintage beeswax. So this one here for me, guys, is just a backup. And it's the same thing here. They just don't make these little containers anymore. They now send them in these little bags. But another alternative, I go to the dollar store and I pick up these little containers here. And these are great for embossing powders or any of the little concoctions I make. So I have one here tonight because we're going to mix some. And I have that here. So I just wanted to share that. So I have an extra one now of vintage beeswax as a backup. Another Patina Oxide, because I have one open that's right in front of me here, my Patina Oxide. And my Chunky Rust is there too. And Chunky Rust is here. I ordered another backup of Chunky Rust because I'm on my last one. And they vary. Mostly they're 17 or 18, like 17 and 15 milligrams, depending on what you're buying. And they're $9.99. So I just wanted to share that. And these ones are all new to me. So the other one that I have here is Rocky Road. So this is a very textured, thicker embossing powder. So a lot of theirs is more thicker embossing powders. I'm going to get into that in a second. This one here is called Ancient Amber. This one here is called Dirty Sand. This one here is called Taos Sunset. So that's like New Mexico kind of thing. And this one's Deep Sea. And those are all from Seth Apter, except for this one. This one is a Rock Candy by Pam Bray Designs. And this one's called Buterscotch. So I'm kind of looking to see what the difference is going to be between Buterscotch and Seth's vintage beeswax, because this one's probably going to be darker and thicker, and what I've seen from this one, it kind of crystallizes like rock candy, so it's going to give me a totally different texture than this one. So I just wanted to share that. So that's my order there. Hi Mary, hi Paula, thanks for joining. So I'm super excited to show you guys these, and we're going to do some swatches. So the first thing I'm going to do is take these out. So vintage beeswax, Patina Oxide, and Chunky Rust, because those are all opened in front of me. But these other ones I have here. Yeah. Ancient Amber, Dirty Sand, Taos Sunset, Deep Sea, Rocky Road, Buterscotch, Patina Oxide, Chunky Rust, and vintage beeswax. We're going to be exploring these tonight. So I'm just going to take these and put them aside. So I'm not opening them twice. Okay. So essentially, the first thing I want to talk about is your substrate. Well, maybe not your substrate, would be like your embossing ink. Let's talk about that first. So the three things that I have in front of me are these pens from, they're called Perfect Medium brushes. And one's bullet and one's a brush from Ranger. You can get these in any of the different, any of the brands. You can get them in Wow. You can get them in, Ranger. These ones are Ranger. You can get them in your Versamark, which I have in front of me here. This is my favorite stamp pad. Guys, I think I bought this in 2014 or 2013. And it is, so I've had this years. And as you can see, mine's discolored. It doesn't matter. It's just as juicy and as gummy as it was the day I bought it. So it's not something you're going to have to re-ink or even replace very often. I think by the time I have to replace this, I'm just going to buy a new ink pad for, I mean, you know, it's like $10 or $12 or whatever. So it's not too bad. And then the other one that I absolutely love, and I cannot recommend it, and this is a Seth Apter product. This is the Wow Mixed Media Embossing Brush by Seth Apter. And as you can see, it just has the stuff on the inside. It's 1025 from the Paper and Ink Boutique. And it has like the same kind of brush that you'd have on a nail polish or one of his inks. So I just wanted to share that. So these are my favorite for doing embossing, and you can do all the techniques that you need to do with these. So basically with your pens, you can do like a freehand design. You can write your name, you can write anything, you can go over a stencil. But the other best way for doing stencils is to use your Versamark or your ink pad and to use a sponge. You go in with a sponge, and then you can go into like a makeup sponge, and then you go, or a craft sponge, and then you go over your stencil. And then of course to directly stamp into your Versamark pad with a stamp to get your design, and then you heat emboss it. And then also I can't recommend this enough. This is to do freehand. So basically this is for doing more mark making, your brush strokes, and you're going to get all kinds of different techniques from using this one here. And I'm going to show you a bunch of different things tonight. So we're just going to do this in steps. One of my favorite Seth Apter stamps is this one here. So I mentioned too about moving all of my PaperArtsy stamps into proper packaging. So these I got off of Amazon. I think they were $20 and I got 100 of them. So they hold 100 of my PaperArtsy stamp sets. I don't have that many yet, but I will be accumulating them. And this is one of my favorite sets here. This is ESA 11, and this is one of his Eclectica PaperArtsy stamps. And I absolutely love this grid here. So we're going to use this one so then I can use the pens and show you a bunch of different things. And the red rubber cling stamps, and the quality is outstanding. I cannot recommend Seth Apter stamps enough. You can use them all sorts of different ways and different techniques, and I'll be getting into that more in the fall. And we're going to be doing more gel plate printing and all kinds of different stuff. And I have different transparencies coming, so I have a whole bunch of different really fun demos coming. So I'm just going to get an acrylic block. I have one of the ones from Tim Holtz. It's relatively thin, and this came with one of the boutique stamp sets. So like I have the Glorious Garden, and I have, no, I don't think Glorious, yeah, the Glorious Garden I have, and the Glorious, the Festive Garden one I have. So this one's this shape, and the other one's like an envelope sort of shape, and then they hold a very large stamp. So I'm just reusing the one that came with that stamp set. So I just wanted to show that's where my large plate came from. So the first thing that we're going to do, and I'm going to move this all back a little bit just to show you guys and keep myself completely in frame so you can see the whole process of this. So I'm going to move the stamp. Oh, and I wanted to share this too. This is super fun, and we might use this tonight. This is a new stencil I purchased, and actually I got this one off of a third-party seller on Amazon. And you guys all know I'm not much for that, but you know what? I absolutely love the Asian script, and it is so hard to find really good stencils and stamps and things that are actual Asian script. So this had a wide variety, and I think I have it upside down. No, I didn't. Okay. This has, yeah, maybe like that. No, yeah, like that. Sorry, guys. So this has a wide variety of all kinds of sized scripting, so that I could use this on the gel plate like that, or I can use it all in bits and pieces. So it has like bigger here, smaller again here, and it's like little groups of, I have no idea what it says because I don't speak Chinese or Mandarin or Asian or anything, or Japanese, so I'm not sure, but it looks cool. That's kind of my thing. It looked cool. So we can, we're going to be exploring this too, doing different Asian scripting and different scripting on our gel plate and in our work in general. So hopefully I can give you guys some good inspiration. And it wasn't much. I think it was $12 Canadian on Amazon. So if you guys want to follow along with me, you can grab one of these on Amazon. Just look up Asian script stencils. I have 2 pieces in front of me that we're going to rework. So these are 2 mixed media pieces that I've started that are unfinished. And I can show you some different techniques using the embossing powders as to how to get some different results. So the first thing I want to have is a piece of paper underneath. So this is where I'm going to catch my embossing powder. And I won't have to worry about it going everywhere. And then I want to do this where I have a sheet here, and this is where we're going to stamp. So let's start with stamping. All right, and I want a little grid block. So I'm going to use, I both in front of me StazOn and Ranger Archival, but I'm just going to use Ranger Archival for this. Doesn't have to be perfect. I just want it to be a little grid block. So I can show you guys a sample of all of these embossing powders and what they look like. And I'll take you guys every step of the way with that. All right, so we'll start out by doing this one right here. I don't know how many we're going to need, so maybe I'll just do 2, just to be safe. And I want a really good stamp. Here we go. Hi to everyone who came in. I'm sorry, guys, I don't always get my comments on time. So I'll go back after the live and I'll respond to everyone if I miss the comments, because I have a delay on my tablet and I'm right into this. So, and we'll do one that way and then we'll do this way, so it kind of meshes together or blends in. Here we go. And we have a good surface area here. And I'll be mindful to keep this right in frame so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. Here we go. Make sure I have a good stick on that. There. And the middle is kind of wonky, and that's fine. So the first thing that I wanted, so we're going to put this aside and let that dry. So the first thing that I want to talk about is Seth Apters. This is one of his most popular embossing powders out of that whole line. Hi Tammy, thanks for joining. And that's his big texture vintage beeswax, and it's amazing. I've used this quite a few times, and as you guys can see, I've barely used anything. So in front of me I have 6 circles that I've cut out of book pages. So I just wanted to, this is just to kind of get our idea kind of across. And I'm going to glue these down so you guys are going to be able to see exactly, because I'm going to glue them to our other sheet right here, and you'll be able to see exactly what I mean. So we're going to start with the first one. So the first one's going to get, so there's 6. The first one's going to get 1 coat. The second one's going to get 2. The third one's going to get 3. The fourth one's going to get 4. The fifth one's going to get 5. And the sixth one is going to get 6 of the coats of the embossing powder, just to show you the gradient. And it's amazing. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we're going right into the embossing powder. So I'm not too worried about this, and I have my heat gun handy. It's going to get loud. I'm not even sure how to mute that on my phone because I don't really have access to it, guys. My phone's right in my holder, and I have enough room to just hit end when I'm doing that. So just to be forewarned, it's going to be loud. So if you want to turn your volume down, I'll just warn you every time I'm going to do that. So here's the first one. Okay, and we're going to, I'm focus here. Good. And I'm just going to put my first coat, and I'm being generous. And that's what I do, guys. I just pour it out, and then I can take my tweezers or squeezers, and pick it up. Come on. There we go. And just tap, tap, tap. That's okay. I'll move that one to the side. And then I'll bake it. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. Right here. And we'll bake that. So that's one. Actually, you know what we will do to make this go quicker? We'll do all 6 with one, and then I'll go back and we'll do multiples. That's what we'll do. Okay, so let's just do that first. Let's get these all covered with our first, yeah, here we go. So this will be number 6, because that'll be super dark. And then we have this one here. Okay. There. So we get this going a little quicker. And then the other 5. So we at least get our first coat on there all at the same time. Okay, here we go. Our vintage beeswax. There we go, so you guys can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to come and cover them. Okay. And it doesn't matter when you're doing something like this. I'd rather have a really good pour and pour out like tons of the embossing powder, and then you can just pick them up and dust them off, and then I collect all of that and put it back in my container, so I'm not wasting anything. So we're just looking to get our first coat on here. Tap, 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 and I can put it here. Okay, next one. Tap, tap, tap. I can put it here. And our next one, yeah, it's right here. Tap. Okay, that's 4. Okay, they're over here. 5. Oh, and I missed a little spot there. Just got to be careful. I'm just go back in here. There we go. And 5. There we go. There. I wasn't quick enough with that one. That's okay. I can add to it. And I'm pouring everything back into my little container here. And then I want to put the lid on it. Okay. So it's going to get loud, guys. Turn down your volumes. Okay, so here we go. We have all 6 here. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to heat emboss these. Okay, and I'm probably going to want to use, yeah, my tweezers. So here's the first one, just to show you guys the difference. So that's your first layer of the vintage beeswax embossing powder, and it's amazing. And I've been using this as enamel on like all of my my vintage makes and different things that I've been demoing and things that I've been making, because it's just amazing. And it looks super vintage, and it's like instant. So if you guys can see the difference of that. Yeah, you guys can see the difference. And it's kind of shiny. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other 5. And then we'll line them up. Here's the next one. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, so these don't blow everywhere and go everywhere on me, I'm going to glue these down super quick. And then you guys will see the gradient as we go. Okay, so here's our first one. Okay. That's the first one here. Okay. Now our second one is going to have two. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more. Okay. I have my little piece of paper here so you guys can see. So I have one of these, which has one. Then I'm going back into my embossing powder for a second round. Okay. And then I'm going to put more vintage beeswax on here. There we go. Thanks, Sam. And then we have our second one. And you guys can already see the difference, I'll show you, between this one and this one. If you guys can see that. It's 2 shades darker, and it just keeps going and going and going and going. And it's brilliant because, so it's like tinted. Sorry guys, I got that stuck on there. It's tinted, but it's also translucent. So whatever you have underneath the embossing powder, it's going to show underneath. So that's what makes it totally amazing. So it's like getting like a waxed encaustic look without using waxes or encaustics. So again, so the difference between one layer and two. So it's just amazing. So I'll come down guys so you can see. There we go. And it just keeps getting more and more gradient as you go. So what I'll do, I won't do the rest of them live. I will post up this picture in group when it's done, and I'll do the other ones where, because I don't want to bore you either, where I'm doing 3 layers, 4 layers, 5 layers, and 6 layers. I will do this, and then I'll post this swatch card into groups so you guys can see, but you get the idea. So that's the difference between 1 and 2 layers. Okay, now I want to hop into the embossing powders. The lid does not want to come off my brush, so I'm going to use the bullet. So this is my embossing marker. Hi Michelle, thanks for joining, love. And so I've showed you guys the vintage beeswax. As I mentioned, I'm going to do the other, because there's 6 in total. I'm going to do those off camera where we have 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, 4 layers, up to 6. And I'll have these all swatched out here to show you guys, and I'll post it. But for now, I just want to get into showing you guys these actual amazing embossing powders. So I'm going to put the vintage beeswax aside. So the next one, and this is my favorite so far, and I'm going to show you guys the Patina Oxide. So I'm just going to come in with my little brush here and color my first square. And then I'm just going to show you each of these. And then, of course, how I'd use them on a mixed media, piece. Because I have 2 of those beside me. I know, and the thing is, too, some of them, like the Patina Oxide, is very thin. So you can emboss with this. And I've done that where I've done different things and pieces that have been embossed with this. And this is one of my favorites. And it's just so beautiful. If you guys can see that. So this is what it looks raw before you actually bake it. And you can leave it like that. You just have to seal it. If you had, oh, sorry guys, I'm not in frame. Come on, in frame. And it's just so texturized. And that's what I absolutely love about Seth's embossing powders, his big textures. They're all so thick, and there's just so much depth to them, as I'll show you guys with this. So this one here is Patina Oxide. That's our first one. And same thing, guys, as you go through the layers, you can do multiple layers to get different effects. So you can do things thicker and thinner. So this is the Patina Oxide. And then next we're going to, yeah, you know what? We'll just do one at a time. They're a small area. That's okay. So it's going to get loud. Oh, just got my glue. Sorry, guys. It's pouring out on me. There we go. Put that up. Okay. Let's do this. There we go. And it is just so amazing. It's a beautiful green, and it has copper accents all through it, if you guys can see that. It is just beautiful. It's a beautiful patina. It's very textured, and it's super thick, if you guys can see that. I have had success, though, with this one, embossing small areas, like with thin stamps. But generally, these ones are not really good for that because they're highly textured. Like, once we get into the chunky rust, you guys will see what I mean. So the next little square that we do here is going to be done with chunky rust. And Emerald Creek is amazing. This is the second big order that I've done from them. And Seth Apter, if you're in the States, though, Seth Apter does carry his vintage beeswax in his shop at sethapter.com. But I just wanted to mention, though, he doesn't carry any of his other big textures. They're only from Emerald Creek or somebody who is one of their suppliers. So I just wanted, like, one of their sellers. So I just wanted to share that. Now I want to, there we go. I want to bring this up. I want you guys to see all the incredible textures in that. This one is called Chunky Rust. And if you look at it, guys, it's actually little fibers. There, I hope I can get, there we go. It's tiny little fibers, if you guys can see that. There we go. And it's just amazing how much depth this one here has. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pour that right back into... Yep, just tap it off and pour that back into my my little pouch here. I think I'm probably all gonna eventually move these all to a better container, though. Eventually. And sometimes you need a paintbrush, so I just wanted to share that too. Don't be alarmed if it's sticking, because that's the nature of it. And you might need just a paintbrush just to get the excess off. Here we go. And then I can go ahead and I can emboss that. Okay. And it's amazing, guys. Do you see all that texture that's on there? And that's only one coat. Once you start like a mixed media piece, you might want to do multiple coats. And it has like a fiber texture. It's just amazing. And it does it like embosses kind of like rust. So super fun. And then the next one, so that's Chunky Rust, and Patina Oxide was the first one. I'm going to show you guys next. So the most textured ones I'll show you first. The next one is going to be Rocky Road. And I haven't used this one yet, and this was one of the ones I purchased for my last order. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open it tonight. And that's all I do, just rip it along the little line. And they have like a resealable, yeah, I didn't really show this too much, guys, sorry. They have like a resealable seal in there, like a Ziploc kind of thing, so that your embossing powder stays good and it doesn't get exposed to the air and you don't have any issue with it. Yeah, see, this is like little rocks. That's cool. So this is Rocky Road. Whoops, sorry guys. And that's exactly what this kind of reminds me of, kind of like asphalt. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and dump this over here. There we go. And see, it's going to stick to my embossing powder in its own little way because it's very thick. So this would not be a good one for, and same with Chunky Rust, for using a detailed stamp, like a, you know, like a script stamp or something detailed. I wouldn't do that with a thicker embossing powder, just because you're not going to get the detail. Here we go. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to bake that. Okay. And that looks amazing, if you guys can see that. There we go. It didn't stick to the whole thing because the pieces were so big, but on a mixed media piece, so this would be one that I would recommend using more with your embossing brush. And I'll show you that on the mixed media piece that I do when we start mixing these together. Okay, and then the next one I'll show you is Deep Sea. Let's try that one first. And I'm just using these little embossing brushes from Ranger. Oh, I love the color of that. That is beautiful. So I can see the translucent crystals in here too, because Seth does that too with some of his embossing powders. He adds in that so it gives it that translucent sort of look too. Okay, I just gave it a little tap. And I'm going to make sure that all that goes back very carefully. It's easier working with the little containers than it is the pouches, because you have to be super careful that I'm not knocking them over, because they don't really have anything stable to sit on, okay? Like a bottom. All right, here we go. So now for the next one. Okay, I'm in focus. Right here. That is beautiful. So this here's the Deep Sea, and I can see how it has like some translucent bits. So you're getting like the different textures and the colors, opposed to just that the dark embossing powder, because he's got some translucence in there and probably some other colors as well. So I love the depth of that. It's beautiful. Kind of reminds me of stones, like river stones or ocean stones. Yeah, beautiful. And that one was called Deep Sea. So we've done that one, Patina Oxide. We've done Rocky Road. And I'm going to close that one so we don't spill it. Chunky Rust. Okay, now we have 4 more to go. Let's see what Dirty Sand looks like. So here's Dirty Sand. We'll do that one next. Yep. Dirty Sand. Okay. I'm going to do that over top of the paper. Yep, there we go. This is a thinner one. I'll put that one back. Make sure it all goes in. Yeah, there we go. You don't want it to get stuck on the lip of the seal. Okay, now we're going to heat this up again. And be mindful, the thicker ones do take a little longer to emboss than regular embossing powders. And that is amazing. And that's exactly what that looks like desert sand or, yeah, desert sand or asphalt. It's neat. I really like that. And it's called Dirty Sand. Okay, and the next one we have is called Ancient Amber. And this is another one that has that same sort of texture that Chunky Rust has. And then the more you build it, the more you see that texture. So that's just one layer, guys. I mean, once you get into 2 and 3 and 4 layers, when you're putting them down, you'll be able to see that. Here we go. Oh, a little something there. There we go. Okay. And this one's Ancient Amber. And I just want to show you guys the texture first. Bring that up super close. Oh. I'm sure you guys can see that. It has like little fibers. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. If I tilt it that way. There we go. Yeah, you can kind of see that. And it's lighter than the other, or it's like more brown than the other one. The other one's more of a tan. So, but if you use these in combination though, the results will be amazing. So I'm super excited for these because they, when doing journals and stuff, especially our nature journals, we're looking for things that are more natural. And we're looking for like things from nature and stuff. We're not looking for, you know, like bright colors and things. We're looking for things that are more organic. Okay, and here's this one. That's beautiful as well. And I've never used these before. So some of these are definitely new to me, the ones that I've opened. I've only used a couple of them. So the Patina Oxide I'm familiar with, and the Chunky Rust, but all the rest of them tonight are new to me. So I just wanted to share that. So I'm just getting my first reaction to these as well. So I love how organic these all are. They're just amazing. And we'll be able to use them in our work. And then we have 2 left. We have Taos Sunset And I believe Taos is in New Mexico. I know Seth does retreats there, so that's probably what this color is. He does his classes. That's probably what this color is based on. One of his trips to Taos. Here we go. And it's this beautiful red color. Oh, and it's got some translucent embossing powder in there too. And it's a little thicker, so that looks fun. I'm just going to flip this one over so I'm not contaminating it. There we go. A little bang. That's what it looks like natural. There we go. Yeah. They're beautiful. So again, this company is called Emerald Creek, and they are located, oh, there's a little logo, Emerald Creek, and they are located in Alberta, Canada. So I just wanted to share that. So if you look up their website though, they do international shipping anywhere, and they'll bill you from PayPal to whatever country you're in. So you could order from I'm sure you could order from the UK. Don't quote me on that, but for sure Canada, United States, etc. And it's not bad, guys. I usually spend, I want to say, around $100 when I order from places, so I get free shipping. So that's the other thing too, right? So if you're going to put an order in, you might want to consider doing a bigger order so that you get your free shipping. I do the same thing with the Paper and Ink Boutique, so I get free shipping to Nova Scotia from Alberta, and then I get my orders at a good price. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to emboss this. That is so amazing. I just love how that baked. If you guys can see that, it's just amazing. The colors are just incredible. It's like a gold with red. It's just lovely. You guys can see that? Kind of reminds me of like asphalt, like brick. You could use it like that. It's got amazing textures. Like these are just so much fun. Things that I'll be able to do with all of these. So yeah, we have Patina Oxide. We have Crusty Copper, no, sorry, not Crusty Copper, Chunky Rust. Sorry, guys, Chunky Rust. We have Rocky Road, Deep Sea, Dirty Sand, Ancient Amber, and that one was Taos Sunset. Just beautiful. And then our final one, this one is not Seth Apters. This one is called Rock Candy by Pam Bray Designs. So again, these are all, their embossing powders are all created by artists for mixed media. They're not the usual fine embossing powders that are, you know, from like Ranger and WOW and everybody. These ones are specifically designed for using on canvas and using in your mixed media. So I just wanted to share that. So that and the textures of them is what sets them apart and makes them different. Some you can probably get away with stamping with, like using with your stamps to emboss them, like for sure Patina Oxide, and I've done that. But the other ones, and probably you could with Ancient Amber, I'm thinking, but the other ones that are more textured, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that. And this one is a Rock Candy, and it's a little darker than this. And I'm not sure if it's translucent or not, so we're about to find out. Okay, and it's a bit darker than the, quite a bit darker than the, that one. The Vintage Beeswax. And the Vintage Beeswax, if you're in the States, you can still get that from Seth Apters' shop. And I've linked his shop several times in group. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what it did, yeah, and it will be translucent, but what it did, I didn't have a thick enough sample of it on there, so it just embossed anywhere where it was touching, if you guys can see that. Because it's really thick and chunky, you're going to get a better embossing image with that, with same with Rocky Road with the brush. So I'm going to go ahead, guys, we're going to move from the this demo here. I will post this in group, and once I layer things up and do more layers, and I'll write to the side what things are, and then these will be gradient from 1 to 6. 1 layer to 6 layers. And I'll post this in groups so you guys can see exactly what each do. So this is kind of layer 1, and then we'll go into layer 2 and layer 3. And I can do that on my time, and I will post that for everybody for a reference of our embossing powders. But this is where the magic happens, and this is really what I want to show you guys. Well, that's great, Fifi, but how do we use them? So I'm super excited, and maybe we'll start with this one here, so you guys can, it's lighter, so you guys can kind of see, probably see better. Yeah, let's do this one. And then I want to use my embossing brush. So essentially, I'm not going to use a specific design for this, and this is where the magic kind of happens with this. We just kind of want to come in and just do some mark making here and there, and add some like right in here. Let's add some texture like this. I like that, maybe to where you can kind of see where you want to build some layers up. So let's start with that, and then I'll go in with, I'm thinking let's just start right out with Taos Sunset. And we're just going to pour that right out here. And then here where I have those lines here, let's start with this one. Here we go. Okay. And I'm going to grab my piece of paper. And this puts it on thicker too. So it's not thin like, oh, and that way. Just kind of, yeah. And it grabs it. So even when you have like a thicker embossing powder, and then what I want to do too is maybe to go over this twice. There we go. And as you can see, I'm getting gradients of different embossing powders in here. So they are super three-dimensional. You have where it's like chunkier spots, and then the actual pigment, and just amazing. So you're going to get all kinds of different results depending on where your embossing powder hits it. And then just tap, 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 and it's perfect, if you guys can see that. And then we can add in our heat. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick this up, and I'm going to put it right back. Always pick up your embossing powder and put it back before you use your heat gun, because I've done that, guys, where I've blown half a bottle of embossing powder all over my room, and it's not fun to clean up. So just yeah, I've been there and done that. And no, this is called Wow Mixed Media Embossing Brush by Seth Apter. So essentially, they're $10.25 from the Paper and Ink Boutique. I'm sure you can find them on Amazon. To use, adhere embossing powder to mixed media projects. Apply direct to mixed to media with the brush, or to an ink pad to refill the wow. So you could use that to refill your wow, but it's embossing pad, but it's meant for mixed media. So it comes with a brush like this, and that's your embossing ink. So this is everything that would, this is the same product that would be in any of your embossing pads. I use Versamark. I've never had to re-ink mine. I think I bought mine in 2013 or 2014, and it's still just as sticky and gooey as it was then. And then yeah, I just apply this, and this is more of a generous amount. So even like you could, you know, control how much you're using. But I love this product just to go freehand, to do brush strokes, and to add, you know, the layer and the depth into your piece. So I've done brush strokes there, and then I did this controlled to go into all the negative area here. So you can use this any way that you pretty much want. So I did random brush strokes here, and I have that. That's going to give me that exact texture when I go to emboss this. So I have my random the brush strokes, and I did more of a controlled thing here, going kind of in between where my tear lines were. So just to give it two kind of different aspects. Okay, let's heat that up. You can watch the magic happen. And that is just beautiful. So I have that beautiful red with the gold all in there, if you guys can see that. And if you don't like the shine, because there's a lot of shine with this, if you want to get rid of the shine, you add some gel medium, and it just knocks the shine back. So I just wanted to share that. I just wanted to give this one a go because I haven't seen this before. I just saw it in that little square, and it is beautiful. I'm loving this. It's probably going to be one of my new favorites, especially in the Asian stuff that I have coming. I'm going to do like an Asian collage journal, so that's going to be fun. Probably closer to September. Let's see what the chunky rust looks like. So same thing. And then this is, oh, thank you guys. Absolutely. I just prefer to do the heat gun kind of in sort of one section. And then the other thing I wanted to try is just coming in and adding this in just one area. But I want to do like a combination of them. And this is something Seth shows by using them all together. And then my leftover will not go back into my packages. My leftover will go into a little separate container here, which is going to be called a mix. Okay, so I'm going to use, so this is more controlled. And we're just going to use, like, I have long nails too, it doesn't help. A pinch of rest. So I'm going to come in and just give that a really good pinch. So that's chunky rest. We have a good pinch. I'm going to come into Ancient Amber. So I'm just looking for more of my, what would you call it? The organic ones. Here we go. There's some Ancient Amber. There we go, a little bit more. Ancient Amber. Okay. Chunky Rest, Ancient Amber, some Dirty Sand. Just don't want to contaminate my containers. Thanks for joining us, Sam. And yeah, once this is finished, guys, I'll post this all in group. And then we have some Dirty Sand. Okay. Chunky Rust, Ancient Amber, Dirty Sand, and I want to try some Rocky Road. Here we go. So this kind of gives us more of an organic look at the bottom. There we go. So essentially I've just sprinkled on 4 different embossing powders, and then what I want to do is just take them and kind of give it a mix across this whole area kind of here. I'm not sure. I'm just going to pour that back on. So it's what's loose. Not much is loose. There's just a little bit that's loose, and I'm going to come more this way. Okay, I think that's probably good. So as you guys can see now, I've created like a mix. So I've got more Rocky Road up here. I've got Chunky Rust all in here. Ancient Amber, some more Rocky Road at the bottom. And it looks like I might be able to get some more right here. And I'm just, yeah, gonna come in right like that. There we go, and more stuck towards the bottom here. So that's perfect. So again, I only have this tiny little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put this into my little container, and I know this is my mix. So then when I have enough mix, I can just come into the mix and then pour the mix on. So that's essentially how to save your embossing powder after you've mixed them together and you don't want to contaminate what's in your pouches or your containers. And then back to this, now that we have our mix all on there, I'm going to go ahead, heat this up, and we're going to see what it does. Okay. And there we go. And I love that. So towards the top we have our baked Rocky Road, and then our our chunky, what's that called, guys? Chunky Rust? Yeah, Chunky Rust. All through here. And you can see the fibers on that, and then the Ancient Amber mixed with the dirty sand. It's just amazing. And it looks so organic. And then if you don't like something too, I mean, I can cut this into bits and pieces and use it as collage. If I prefer the bottom, or I can use the top for something, and or I can cover it up with another layer, with more layers, and just keep building and building and building. So that's what makes it super fun. There's no right or wrong, and if you don't like something, it's only paper, guys, and you can just keep covering it. So it's super fun. And let me see here. I'm just looking at what I have in front of me, because I really want to give these a go. I'm thinking that would be super fun. Maybe we'll pull out the sprays. I have my Seth Apters sprays right in front of me. Yeah, let's give this a little go. I haven't used this one yet, and I'm super excited to give it a try. There, I like that. Right across here. Yeah, we can just do some spraying. And I have tea here. Let's try that. Hold it down. There we go. And blending tool. I'm just going to use this one. I'm not worried. There we go. Just to pick it up. And then we can just keep blending it out. I'll wash it in water before I put it back into my vintage photo. There we go. Just to give that a nice... There. That's awesome. And maybe some more over here. That's neat too on that. And maybe we can move it and do this one right here. Just pick it up off of here and go right in. And that's just using some honey spray. It's from Seth Apter. It's his Iodine spray. And maybe we just need a little bit more, just to... There we go. Just pick it up. So we have it nice and saturated. There. That's neat too. Okay, I'm covered. I'm super happy with that so far. So it's just some more layers. And then I could probably do a pickup of that. So I get the reverse. Do I have tags in front of me? No, that's okay. So that just gives us a little something. I just had the idea just to come in with some dye. And I love that. And I'll be able to do more heat embossing and different things. And add a focal point at the top. And it's just super fun. So that's another really fun layer. And I'm loving these stencils. These stencils are fabulous. And again, guys, 12 bucks on Amazon. If you guys want to follow along and grab one. Cannot recommend it enough. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll be back on Friday. And it'll be earlier though. I'm going to be live at 1 o'clock on Friday. 1 p.m. Atlantic time. And we're going to be doing... I'm going to be unboxing a package from France. From Heirloom Papers. And I'll post all the... From Helen. And I'll post all the information in group. And all of her links. And then as she has things available in her shop, she's going to post them. So I just wanted to share that. So I'll have further information about that on Friday, of exactly how that's going to work. And I have a package to unbox to show you guys what kind of stuff she has in her shop. So I'm super excited. So we're going to do that on Friday. And then next week, I have a demo that I want to do on Wednesday. And I'm not sure if it's going to be Wednesday or Friday. So we're just going to keep that up in the air for now. I do have my kids home, so I am going to still be doing tutorials this summer. Just very light. So I just wanted to let you guys know. They'll be light. And I'll let you guys know I'll post. Alright, thank you guys so much. Have a great week, and I'll see you back on Friday. Thanks, everyone. Bye.